Welcome to Block 929. It's me, Ted, back again. Um, Today I just wanted to show you my new project that I'm busy with. There was a time that I shared a video uh, when I was testing a scooter. And after carefully thinking about it, I discovered that that scooter is not appropriate in terms of for anybody to be able to ride it. I would like to design a scooter that anybody can ride from the ages of 13 upwards, whether it's a lady or it can be a young little girl or a boy should be able to ride the scooter. And also I want it to be able to be compatible for people who have got disabilities. Those who have got minimum disabilities they can be able to shift and sit on the seat there, and they should be able to ride this scooter. In Malawi, it's a challenge for us to be able to do projects like this because we hardly able to get parts. And for us also to be able to order the parts, it's very, very difficult. And I'm glad that some of the YouTubers, like KJ, they've been helpful enough to help me to acquire some parts for the scooter, like the controllers. She sent me about 10 controllers, and these controllers are going to be very helpful. And they are controllers that this scooter like this can be able to use the controller. And the tires, you can see there, the tires that we are buying there, but they're coming from the scooter bike, you know, the tuk-tuk. It's called the tuk-tuk. These scooter bikes are very much popular here in Malawi, and even West Africa. They have a lot of these scooters. They come from India. So I'm able to buy the tires, and I got, there's an engineering company there that is making the hubs for me. So I designed them, and then they make the hub for me. And the seat itself is a motorcycle seat I bought in town where they sell motorcycles. And then the front side there, the handle, the chopper handle is actually for the bicycle, and even the tires. But as I advance, I'm going to maybe use motorcycle tires for the front, because some motorcycle tires come with brake discs in front of them. So I can use those brake discs, you know, like to use motorcycle brakes. In fact, the scooter is going to use motorcycle brakes at the back there. I can just show you quickly. As you can see that I've got a sprocket, it's a motorcycle sprocket, and even the brake disc over there, it's also a brake disc from a motorcycle. Yeah, so we want to be able to do projects like this here in Malawi, but it's very, very challenging. As you have noticed, most of the people have been asking me, you know, like to open some accounts that can help me or help the people to be able to contribute to the channel. But now I've just recently opened a Patreon channel. On this channel, I'm thinking of what content I should be sharing with my Patreon members. I think projects like this I can be sharing there, but also I can be sharing ideas for mostly for people who want to move to Africa to start a business. Maybe I can do some training courses there and teach people step by step on how they can establish a business in Africa. So yeah, I'm still thinking of what content I can be sharing on my Patreon channel. And then the challenge that I'm now going to face on this scooter is going to be a throttle. Somebody once bought a throttle for me. I had sent him to order for me from, I think he bought it from Amazon or one of the Chinese suppliers. But when I try to test it, it's not working. So I just need a throttle like this, and they cost somewhere like $10 if I'm not mistaken. If you order them from China or from Amazon, it's around $10. But there is one of subscribers. He offered that he wanted to donate some money. So I asked him to order this for me, but he has had so many challenges for him to do that. So instead, he has just sent the money. You see, the problem, the challenges that I'm facing myself actually it's not actually the money itself. It's not, yes, for those who want to contribute money, they can do that, but for me, mostly, it is actually for me to be able to get these parts that I can be able to use in my projects. Because if you send, say for example, you send me money, that money is supposed to be used for me to order parts from outside the country, which is a challenge for us to order things from Malawi whenever we want to order. There is a long process that you have to go through for you to be able to succeed in ordering something. But now, if somebody is out there who's willing to help, I have got one of my subscribers, KJ. He's always willing to help me. So if, for instance, you want to help me or you want to contribute some money, maybe the money can be sent to him so that he can order the parts that I need to order. And if you are able to order the parts for me directly, that would be even more helpful. So, yeah, so things like throttles, if I could get, say for instance, if I can get 10 of these throttles, because KJ managed to get me 10 of the controllers, it's going to be helpful. So mainly the most difficult things for us to get is the throttle and the controller. Yeah, and also the motors. I might need motors also for me to order from outside because we can't get the motors here in Malawi. There is a website called Bidobay in South Africa. They also have most of these items. But when I try to order and ask them if they ship to Malawi, they're always telling me they can't ship to Malawi. It's very sad that in our country we're failing to get things. When we want to join, for instance, now on YouTube, we can't get monetized. It's actually very demoralizing. I mean, you know, you put in more effort, you put effort, but you know that you're not going to benefit more from it, and then it just kind of discourages you. I hope that one day things are going to change for us here in Malawi so that we can also participate like just as normal as any other person coming from any other country. Because the challenges are just too much. Sometimes it's very frustrating. Yeah, so this scooter, because of the challenges with the parts, I'm thinking that once I've made the prototype and I've tried to improve it, I might move this particular scooter alone, not the business, but the scooter, I might start manufacturing them in South Africa. Because in South Africa, the parts are very easy to find. You know, you just, everything that you want, like the steel that I'm using there, I had to break generator. You know, I used to buy generators, you know, the petrol generator or the diesel generator. I used to buy those generators and then I remove the engine to use it for my machines. And then the frame, I've got a couple frames up there that I've just stuck. So I'm breaking those frames to make the frame for the scooter. I'm using those frames because this is, I think, aluminum. And for us to get aluminum in Malawi, it's very, very difficult. We can't get aluminum unless you go to scrapyard to go and look for aluminum. So you can see how challenging it is. So I'm taking those frames and I'm cutting them into pieces to make this frame. Aluminum is good because it's strong but light. So it means that when I finish the frame, it's not going to be so heavy. It's going to be actually very easy for somebody to be able to push it around. Yeah, and then the tires, the back tires. Normally, the scooters that are made overseas, the back tire is going to use, it will have a motor built in onto it, which makes it even much easier, but you can't get them in Malawi. And for us to be able to order those things also, it's very, very difficult. The only things that I'm finding them easily is the parts from the motorcycle parts and the things, the scrap that I buy, and then I have an engineering company to make. So the things like the hubs and the shafts and whatever, I can make them myself here. But all the electronics, like the lights that the scooters they use, and the controllers, the throttles, the motors, those things are very, very difficult to find here in Malawi. Yeah, so this is the scooter. And if you've got any suggestions, you can also contribute and tell me. Don't worry, it's so tilted, you know, like there's no space. What I'm just doing there is just making it stand so that you get a picture of what is going to happen here. Right now I'm working now, as I'm talking now, I'm busy on the frame. but it's just raining outside. So, you know, I use a generator and there's wires coming there with the rain. I can't go on to weld. I'm just waiting until the rain stops. So at the moment I was busy working on where the seat is. I was adding an extension that side. So this thing I had, it was, you know, you can see the frame of the generator. So I had to add another piece here so that it can support the seat. It will have some bracings that will help it here so that to make it stable. Now this section of the scooter is where we're going to have a carrier where you can put, a person can put some of the things, but also there's going to be a mounting here for the motor. So we'll have a motor. I've got a motor that I was using on the previous scooter, which is going to sit there. Yeah, so I've made sure that this, because this seat is still going to be like that, so there must be some space here so that a person can be able to go inside and be able to sit there and be able to operate the scooter. And I'm designing that 2 people can ride on the scooter, so they can sit next to each other. And on this side is where we're going to have the housing for the controllers, the batteries. We are going to have the batteries there. Okay, and the batteries are also very, very difficult to find in Malawi, more especially the lithium batteries. So at the moment what we're doing, we are using the, I think it's the lead acid batteries. And those batteries cannot last long. So if you're making a journey like from where I'm staying, it's 15 kilometers to go to town. So if you're going to town, I'm not sure if I put batteries, I think because I will be able to put at least 4 batteries of 80 amps. And these 4 batteries, I don't know if you can be able to go to town and come back. But I'm sure with the lithium ion batteries, you can actually be able to go there and come back. But also, the lithium ions are much lighter, they're smaller, and it's much compact, so it won't put too much weight on the bike. But if I use the lead acid, it's going to make the bike to be very heavy. All right. Yeah, so my speed, when it comes to speed, I'm sure you should be able to reach up to 30 kilometers an hour. I'll try to control the speed so that it doesn't pass that, because then it becomes very dangerous. I'm not sure if this particular type of scooter will need to be registered to be running on the roads of Malawi. I'm not sure, but I know in other countries you don't need to have a license or to license the vehicle for you to be able to ride it. So we will see when I finish, and we will take to the traffic department and hear what they're going to say about it. Maybe they will allow it to operate like a bicycle, so you can be able to just ride around. But for people who have got disabilities, I think it's going to be a very useful vehicle, and I hope that this project, I'm going to be able to finish it sooner, because it's been a long time I've been doing these electrical projects, but none of them hasn't yet been on the road. But this one, that's why I'm working. Last weekend I was working, but then I had visitors, so I couldn't finish. So I'm working very hard to finish this project. And yesterday, me and my electrician, we were busy looking at the controller that KJ sent for us for the other vehicle. And we managed to find all the connections, but then I think there's one connection we are missing, because we are still failing to make the controller to push the motor. So my electrician, we managed to download what do you call this, a manual. So he's busy studying the manual. So I hope we get it right. We tried to WhatsApp the manufacturers in China, but the guy is not being friendly. So yeah, but we'll try and see if we can figure it out. I've tried to watch some YouTube videos, but I haven't been able to get any information so far. Yeah, so here we are. We are trying our best. You know, we shouldn't underestimate ourselves. When we have a dream, we should pursue it and see how far it can take us. And I'm sure if I get this one right, I might be disputing these scooters all over Africa, and you never know, they might be going to overseas. Right, now, last time I did a pitch that I was looking for investors in the business, and it seems like things might be going well. Very soon I might be having people that are going to be working with me, We are in the process of trying to see that we finalize the contracts and all those kind of things. Up to now, there's a lot of people in West Africa, more especially Gambia. They are still asking me. They want the machine. They want cement block machines, and I've tried to find ways from here in Malawi how I can ship them to West Africa. And most of the shipping agents, they're saying they don't do that. They don't send anything to West Africa. So it makes it very, very difficult. So there's no choice. If I want to really be able to have my machines in West Africa, I must go there in Gambia and see how I can start this business. The only challenge that I'm worried about is that if I'm in Gambia, before I start doing the business, it will take almost more than 3 months because of the paperwork, and then that is going to be too long, and you have to be in the country to be able to process all this or to go through this process. And for me to leave the business here, it will be a lot of challenges. But with my investors, we will sit down and see what we can do. Maybe we'll come up with a plan and see maybe there's another way that we can solve this challenge. Yeah, so in South Africa, when we're doing the scooter, we might also look for investors that side who are going to invest in the project and see how we can do it. Now, because also I'm going to be traveling up and down from Malawi, South Africa, and Gambia, I might also find a way that I incorporate some investors in this business here in Malawi, so that I can have some investors, and so that I don't have to always shoulder the whole burden for the business myself. So yeah, there's a lot of things, a lot of plans that I'm working on, and hope that everything materializes. Thank you very much, my subscribers, for always being there, and the subscribers who have been supporting me by organizing parts for my projects. I really appreciate. I'm very thankful and very grateful. And I've been doing these things in Malawi for a long time, and nobody has ever done that, contributed in the manner that we have done, which is very appreciative. I really appreciate. So thank you very much. And remember, I've opened a Patreon account. As some people were asking if I can open a Patreon account, I've opened it. It's Block929. So please support the account, support us on Patreon, because then it doesn't help me to open it, and then I don't have any members there. I'm not very familiar with how it works, but I'm busy learning. I'm watching a few videos on YouTube to understand how Patreon works. Yeah, so if there's any comment you would like to comment about the tricycle, I'm calling it the chopper tricycle. So this, you feel free to contribute whatever you want to contribute. Don't forget to like the video. If it's your first time, subscribe. I'm still working on editing program so that I can start editing my videos. I've got a computer, but it gives me a little bit of problems, and so I would like to fix those problems first, and after I fix the problems, then I'll be able to edit, because I have an editing program, and I'll also get a music editor so that I can edit my own sound. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching this video.